Well, this is another dream pipe, would you believe, already. And as previously, I am sitting in a place where the sky is doing interesting things behind me. This is not what the sky is really doing, or is it? I don't know. Maybe my camera can pick up things that the naked eye cannot, and my eyes are naked, as always. I do not wear glasses. But if it's a dream pipe, then that means I'm missing something. So, adventure tobacco, dream pipe. The thing that I wanted to talk about right now is it's inspired by a little bit of fun, a little competition that is taking place in a little group that I'm a member of, much to my chagrin. I really should have left years ago. All the best people have left, and what's left is just the dregs in this hive of scum and villainy that is known as CMG. If you know, you know. If you don't know, do not look it up. Do not look it up. Do not go there. Do not cross the threshold of that terrible, terrible place. It is very bad for you, for your mental and physical health. Yes, CMG, or if you pronounce it as perhaps we might like to do, it's KMG, or KMG. Either one works. If you know, you know. Anyway, it's a silly, silly place, much like Camelot. But we keep going there like fools. Anyway, we're having a little competition. Myself and someone who I will not do the honour of naming. And the competition is to see who is the biggest attention whore. Now, it's all a bit of fun, you know, we're pretending to be whores and whoring for attention, and it's kind of satirical in a way, because it's like we are doing a send-up of the attention economy online. We are, you know, trying to get the most clicks and likes and trying to get the most comments and the most, you know, like what I talked about the last time, driving engagement, right? However, what I want to say is, and this comes back to the feeling that one has as one gets older, that one is no longer really the hero. One is no longer the Luke Skywalker or the Frodo or whatever. One starts falling into the role more and more of the Obi-Wan Kenobi, you know? And you say, yes, of course I know him. He's me. That kind of thing, right? You start becoming the mentor, the wise wizard, you know, Gandalf, Obi-Wan Kenobi, even Yoda, if you're very small and shriveled. And the thing is about this role that, you know, one would like to think that mentors are good and kind and wise, but you look around, like Merlin, Gandalf, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Yoda, all of those, they're actually insane. And they use their role as mentor to just be like, yeah, I just don't give a fuck about anything anymore, you know? I just, like, I get to be the weird old dude now, you know? Crazy old Ben Kenobi, you know, that kind of thing. Anyway, so you find yourself falling more into this role, not of the protagonist, but of a sort of a secondary character, like, you know, one of the ones that's met along the way, like the one who gives advice. And here is the piece of advice. On the way to the hive of villainy and scum, right, which is Kung, you get stopped by the Imperial stormtroopers, right? And they say to you, they start questioning you about all the attentions that you have. You've got some attention droids in your flying car, or whatever the hell it was. And I feel like I just want to do the Jedi mind trick, right? And just go like, these are not the attentions you're whoring for. They're not. They're not, in fact. You think, right, that there's no such thing as bad publicity. You think that if you know, oh, I'm just playing a character, I'm being controversial online, I'm saying stupid stuff, I'm, you know, hot takes, controversial, being a dick, insulting people. You know, I mean, sort of, you could say that this has always been a way that people got attention. It's true. You know, going back to people like shock jocks, like Howard Stern. But, I mean, people who are, you know, annoying or vulgar or irritating or evil, they've always got attention. And you say, okay, that's great, right? No such thing as bad publicity. But what it makes me think of is, so Neil Gaiman in Good Omens was incredibly prescient, because the demons, I think they're called Hastur and something, but they are having a meeting, and they're talking about what they're up to, and they're like, yeah, I'm working like an artisan on one special delicate soul. I'm tempting a priest. He saw the pretty girls in the sun. In 3 years we will have him. That kind of thing. And then Crowley shows up, and he has realized that we live in a new era. Crowley is, you know, the fancy pants demon in the Bentley, and he tells them, you can't just work, you know, like a craftsman on one soul anymore. We have to use the times we're in. We have to use technology. And so, for example, he says, this was in the early 90s, so, you know, mobile phones weren't really a big thing. But he says, I mean, they existed, obviously, but he said he tied up the mobile phone network in London completely for an hour at lunchtime. Or, you know, he's the one who designed the M25, and which is in the form of the dread sigil Odegra. And so when all the cars are going around it, traffic jams, it's like a prayer wheel, pulsing this negative energy, hail the great beast, devourer of worlds, into the ether. And the people who are in the traffic jams, they don't realize, and the people who are trying to get through on their mobile phones, they don't realize that he is doing this to just spread a little bit of rage and frustration and negativity to thousands and thousands of people. And each of those people then go home and they take it out on their spouse or their kids or their co-workers or their dog. And all of those people have just been made a little worse. And so when you get that kind of attention, when you get the kind of attention that comes from being a dick, like when you get the kind of attention that comes from being an Alex Jones or being a Jordan Peterson or an Andrew Tate or any of these, or, you know, all those YouTubers who do stupid shit and have feuds with each other and, you know, just all of that. That is not the attention that you're whoring for. Not really. Because that kind of attention is, you know, yeah, it gets you controversy, it gets you clicks, it gets you likes, it gets you shares, it gets people talking, it, you know, like we said, it drives engagement. But engagement with what? Like engagement with negativity and fear and controversy and hate. And the thing is, all of those people, they are having those frustrated, bitter, angry thoughts. And even if they think that they're your fan, even if they think they like you and they think that you're, you know, telling the truth or whatever, actually, in their minds, you are associated with hate and fear and negativity and evil. And they are thinking evil of you. And you are associated with evil. And so imagine all of those souls that you have put this patina on of misery. Imagine what it's doing to your own. Imagine how blackened and covered in gunk. It's a bit like the filter in the pipe, you know? You might think that you're just smoking some fine tobacco, but actually, your filters are getting clogged with tar and gunk and gunge, black gunge. Imagine what the state of your spiritual lungs would be after that. You know, congratulations. You just made a lot of people hate each other, or you just riled everyone up against some vulnerable population or some vulnerable person or some minority population. You know, you got everyone onto a misogynist kick or a turfy kick or a racist kick, right? You know, and you think this is brilliant because, you know, I don't really believe this stuff, but I'm pretending because it, you know, gets people agitated and angry and they all want to jump on the bandwagon. But no. You shouldn't. Well, what can I say? You shouldn't. It will not end well for you. These are not the attentions that you're whoring for.